Once upon a time, in a faraway land, a long, long time ago, there was a discovery so great that it formed a stream of joy, that formed into a mighty river of excitement and delight. This magical discovery has brought jubilation to billions of people throughout the many years of its existence. Now what could bring so much joy and exhilaration to billions of people throughout the centuries? The answer that you are searching for is so painstakingly obvious that it hurts to think about. This miraculous item that I will be paying my greatest respects, regards, and admiration to is, of course, bacon. I must first go on a brief tangent to give some regard to the creature that creates such a marvelous product. I have heard some crazy stories in my time, but one of the craziest is about an animal who can create junk into bacon. That is miraculous. Why do we not pay more tribute to pigs out there? I'm surprised I haven't heard a tribute like that recently. But this mammal is referred to as swine, hog, boar, or most commonly pig. And it is usually used as a negative term. When you call someone a pig, it means something bad. But think about it for a second. You feed a pig something meaningless and pointless and dull, like a carrot, and it creates it into something fantastic and amazing, like bacon. So the next time someone calls you a pig, it actually means that you can create something dull and listless and make it into something spectacular. Now, on to the main subject at hand. Bacon is an amazing gift to mankind. There are people around the world who can be motivated to do more than they ever would have thought possible. There are people in this country who can change into the scariest and meanest of monsters by just trying to arouse them out of their bed. But there is a solution to this epidemic. It is very simple. All you need is one pan and some bacon. You go down to the kitchen, put the bacon in, and start frying it. And there's this magical sensation that wafts throughout the entire building, creeps into every crevice, flowing up the stairs, through walls, and barely into the nostrils of the individual, awaking them from their slumber. And instead of being some snoring, cruel beast when they awake, they come down and they're probably the most lovable person you'll have ever met. There'll be this giant smile stretched across their face from sea to shining sea. Now, there is another most amazing thing. I'm sure you have all heard the phrase, bringing home the bacon, correct? Am I correct? It's a very common phrase. Well, this phrase came about in the 12th century in England. The town was actually Dunmow, and there was a church there who would give bacon to any man who would make an oath to his wife not to argue with her for an entire year. And if he came back and was successful the next year, he would then bring home the bacon to his wife. And it was concluded that he was a very righteous man if he could bring home the bacon. It is amazing how one small, tasty strip of goodness can bring out the best in an individual. Now, moving on, we arrive at the next point in our journey today. And that is the fact that bacon is one of the most gratifying elements on this earth. There was a survey concluded in Canada a few years ago, after many months and years of research. There, it showed that out of all the Canadians, 43% preferred to have bacon over sex. Now that is quite an amazing statistic. Now this comes from the very simple fact that bacon is a very pleasurable taste sensation. That it isn't even logical to fathom. Like, that doesn't even make sense. But bacon can set off almost every single pleasure center in the brain. Which is quite amazing since it comes from a creature known as a pig. But it is no wonder why just the thought of bacon will put a smile on people's face. Why do you think people dream of that silver platter in the buffet line with the thousands of pieces of bacon? And as our friend Jim Gaffigan would say, there's a rainbow coming out of it as well. But who wouldn't want the crisp, luscious, and bursting with flavor bacon? This is really one of the best things on earth. Which sadly leads us to the conclusion of our quest through one of the greatest items in the history of mankind. There should be no questions to why this is something that is most deserving of a formal tribute. But if anyone should raise a query on this subject, all you need to do is pull out a plate of sizzling, juicy, mouth-watering, and luscious bacon, and let the savory scent glide into their nostrils. And there will be no more questions asked. So, go forth, my friends and comrades, from this place with a new hope, knowing that there are still amazing things in the world to seek after, enjoy, and to love. Thank you, and remember to bring home the bacon.